Hello everyone, hello again. Today I'm going to talk about flip lines and lanyards. There are two types of flip line or lanyard that we use. One is a soft strop or a soft lanyard. Tend to use this just for work positioning. The other is a wire core flip line. I'm going to move this out of the way. Wire core flip line first. These arrive ready-made. These arrive ready-made. They tend to be about 3 meters long. This prusik I put on myself. When you get these, you just get the bare line. You'll use this for climbing. You'll use it for climbing pretty straight trunked trees. You'll use it for climbing conifers. You'll use it while you're actually dismantling. You'll also use it for work positioning. But this thing is designed to actually climb on or to climb with. It's not designed for you to use as a secondary anchor point, although you can use it as a secondary anchor point if you want. The way that these work is pretty straightforward. One end is carabined to one side of your climbing harness. We'll use a soft lanyard. That is carabined to the other side of your climbing harness. And that is what you climb on. You've seen the guys in America spiking up big pine trees with something like this. The key thing with this is it has a wire core, so if you accidentally hit it with your chainsaw, it's not going to immediately cut through it. The important thing with these is that you're better off using something like a prusik for a second connection, because if you do need to get out of there quickly, you can cut through a prusik. If you use some sort of metal device and you forget to put a soft connection into your carabiner, then if something goes wrong, you've got to be trying to undo this carabiner before you can get yourself out of the tree. These things are pretty straightforward. You only use them really when you're doing large dismantles on large pines. I'm not really here to talk about these things today. What I'm going to talk about are soft lanyards or soft strops. This is a soft strop, and this is what I use in trees 90% of the time. The differences between the soft strop or the soft lanyard and the wire core flip line or the wire core lanyard, two main differences. One, this is made from regular climbing rope. This is not wire core. It's not designed to be it's not designed to withstand the hit from a chainsaw. If you clip this with a chainsaw, it'll cut right through it. So this is used as a secondary anchor device, or it's used as a secondary work positioning device. We tend to use these when we're climbing hardwoods. The second main difference is that you don't climb on this. It's not really designed to be flipping up a tree and used to pull yourself up. What I'm going to do now, off camera, is I'm going to dismantle this, and I'm going to show you how to make your own, probably for about half the cost of a kit that you can buy from an arborist supplier. Okay, first thing you're going to need is a length of climbing rope. This is about 3 meters long. Some people use longer ones. Because most of the time this is just going to hang free from your harness, and you'll only periodically use it to anchor yourself in. I tend to like to have a short one, otherwise I do find that to get in the way. To save yourself a bit of money, what you can do is actually just buy a regular climbing line and take 3 meters off the end, rather than actually going and buying 3 meters of this. Just make sure that you heat seal it and you cut it properly when you do it. So that's the first thing you need. The next thing you need is one of these, a snap lock. Now, I don't know about anywhere else in the world, but in the UK, any load-bearing device, be it something like this or be it a carabiner, has to have 3 separate actions to open it. This looks complicated, but in actual fact it's quite easy. It's quite easy to open, and with a bit of practice you can do this one-handed. The next thing we need is some cord to make a friction hitch. We need a pulley, which is not essential, but it helps to tend the friction hitch. And we need a carabiner. And as I mentioned before, this requires 3 distinct openings to open it. We don't use the screw gate carabiners. They do come apart too easily. Anything that has to bear your weight, anything that's load bearing, use the triple action carabiner. Okay, let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is tie on the snap hook. Use an anchor knot of your choice. What I tend to prefer to use is half a double fisherman's or half a triple fisherman's, but it's up to you. As long as it isn't going to slit, you're going to be okay, I suppose. We'll do a double fisherman's on this, I think, today. This is actually a slip knot. If you're using rope which is very new or very shiny, you may prefer to do 3 turns on this. So that's half a triple fisherman's. I'll show you how to do one of those. The issue with the triple fisherman's is that once it's tied, and once you get some tension on it, this thing really does not want to come undone. So it's a very secure knot. But on the other hand, once it's done, you're basically going to have to cut the thing to get it open. I'm not going to tie this very tight because I don't want to leave it in place permanently. So there we go. So that's one end of the lanyard done. This end in use will clip onto one of your D-rings on your harness. So that's clipped onto one side of your harness. You now have the issue of how do you clip on the other side to your harness. What we'll do is we'll take some prusik cord, we'll put in a friction hitch. I'm going to use a very simple 3-turn prusik. You can use different ones, clem heists or a nut, whichever works for you, whichever works best with the rope that you're actually using. Press that down. There we go. Next thing I'm going to do is take a carabiner, now in very simple terms, that's it. That's your soft strop. That's your lanyard made up. That will clip on the other side of your harness on your other D-ring. This can tend up and down as you need it. But just to make life a little bit easier, what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce a mobile pulley. Take one of those off, through there, and then put this back on. The reason we do that is because it makes this knot much easier to tend one-handed. Watch. Anything you can do one-handed in a tree is good. It makes your life easier. Final thing we're going to do, just in case there's ever a problem with the friction hitch and it slips, is I'm going to put a stop knot in the end of the line. And there we have it. I'm going to get my harness here and I'm going to show you how this works in real life. Get everything out there that we don't need. Right D-ring, left D-ring. Before we head up into the tree, we will attach this to our left D-ring. And so we climb with this. Where are we? There. So this hangs off the side of your harness. When you see people up trees and they've got a lot of things hanging down, what it is, it's the soft strop. That is how, sorry, I can't see this very well, that is how you'll ascend the tree. At the other end, hanging free, is your snap hook. Now supposing you get to a place in the tree where you think, okay, I'm happy here, you're changing over anchor points or you're going to do some work, you'll take your snap hook, you will throw it round with an appropriate branch, convenient trunk, you will clip it onto the other side. You then tend this in, and then what you are left with your secondary anchor point. That's a soft strop. When you're finished and you need to move on, disconnect it from the right hand side, drop it, so it's hanging free, and you're ready to move on. Hope that was of some interest and use to you. I'll see you soon. Okay, just before we finish, I'm going to give you a close-up of the various aspects of this soft strop. Starting from the end, we have stopper knot. The next thing we have is our friction hitch with our pulley to tend it. And then working to the business end, we have, whoops, a snap hook with half a triple fisherman's knot. And that's all there is to it.